Modulation function display. Next, I will show you the modulation function. Press the MOD button to enter the modulation function. The modulation functions include AM, FM, PM, ASK, FSK, PSK, pulse and burst. First, we press the soft key to select the type. Select the amplitude modulation function by rotating the knob. And adjust the modulation frequency and carrier frequency. The modulation depth ranges from 0% to 200%. By changing the modulation depth of the modulation wave, you can see the waveform changes of the modulated wave. The JDS8000 can accept modulation waveforms from internal or external modulation sources. Press Source to select internal or external modulation source. After selecting the internal modulation source, press the Shape soft key to select sine wave, square wave, triangle wave, ramp up, ramp down, and arbitrary wave as the modulation source. Default is sine wave. Switch to the FM function. You can see the FM waveform, modulation frequency, carrier frequency, and frequency deviation can be adjusted. Press Source to select internal or external modulation source. After selecting the internal modulation source, press the Shape soft key to select sine wave, square wave, triangle wave, ramp up, ramp down, and arbitrary wave as the modulation source. Switch to the phase modulation function. And the range of phase deviation is 0 degree to 359.9 degrees. Switch to ASK function. The range of ASK amplitude is 0% to 200%. Switch to FSK function. You can adjust the speed and frequency modulation. Switch to PSK function. PSK phase range is 0 degree to 359.9 degrees. Switch to the pulse function. The pulse width is 0.01 microseconds to 40 seconds. The pulse period is 0.001 microseconds to 4 seconds. And the pulse width and pulse period are changed. Switch to the burst function. The trigger source can be selected key trigger, internal trigger, external AC trigger, and external DC trigger. Select key burst. The range of the number of pulses is 1 to 10 for 8575. We set the number of pulses to 5. Press trigger the button to observe the waveform. In the burst function, idle can be set to 0, positive maximum and negative maximum. We can see the waveform changes in 3 idle modes through the oscilloscope.